right, guys. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So, in a moment, I'm going to have Jana come on, and she's going to be talking with us about developing self compassion as an entrepreneur. And I find that this topic is so important because, there's a roller coaster ride being a business owner. Some days are really amazing. You get to be creative and bring this vision or dream that you might have to the table, and then other days, there you are, Jana. Other days it's go so well, and it's easy to beat yourself up on the days that don't go as easily. And we'll tell you some ways to stay centered and grounded. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Let me bring the volume up a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
There.
Okay.
How
perfect.
are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to read a brief bio about you, and then you can add anything that I might have missed or you want to fill in. So Jana is inspired by an eclectic background in movement and education, marketing and sales, with the 500 Pilates certification and extensive trainings in SPX, bar, yoga, Ayurveda, and pranayama. I love all that combo. She is a spiritual life coach and co-founder of the fitness brand The Work In, and the jewelry line Artif Mala. So is there anything you'd like to fill in?
No, I think we're good. Most people call me Hannah with
Hannah.
If it's like an H, but other than that, we're good.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, so Hannah, what does wellness mean to you?
I think wellness has become such an extensive word. Personally, I think for me, it's about finding balance in all areas of your life. And it's kind of that equation of how you bring balance into every single area of your life.
Right. Yeah. Because if you focus so much sometimes on one area, then the other areas drop off. I was once given that analogy of being a business owner is sometimes like that circus act, where the guy has the plates and you have like 5 or 6 plates spiraling in the air. And if you don't give your attention, for example, to the relationships in your life or your health, then that plate will fall off. So it's like this juggling act of bringing balance and awareness to all these areas. I totally agree.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And I feel like I don't know if I know that this is a case with you as well, that we're seekers. So a part of us is always kind of looking for new things to take on and for new things to come along and like new projects and just kind of doing them with that mindfulness of like, okay, how can I find this equation? How can I find this? And it ends up being math. It ends up being time. It ends up being like your attention and being fully present for each thing that you do as you go through the day.
Yeah. So if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, resonating with this, then comment below. Share your tips and ideas of how you keep all your plates in the air and you bring your intention and your focus on what you want to cultivate, essentially. And Hannah, what's your areas of expertise? What do you really specialize in?
That's the thing. I specialize in a lot of things. I run 2 companies with my sister, so we are both focused on selling mostly off Amazon, but we also have websites, and so I'm in charge of doing like some of the product design, marketing, sales of the products, creating the listings, all that kind of stuff for these businesses. And then on the other part, I'm also teaching classes, and I also have a one-on-one spiritual life coaching, which is kind of what we're talking about, like bringing compassion into your life and finding wellness in every area of your life. So that's kind of, I'm passionate about each of these things, and each of these things work differently in my life at different times. So it's as if at first I was very hesitant of doing so many things because there's a part of that people are like, I can't remember that saying, but people want you to specialize in one thing.
Oh, the jack of all trades.
Good at one thing, right?
Yeah.
But to notice that you can be good at many things and that you can kind of expand your horizon and that you don't have to pick and choose, that you can go ahead and kind of grow with your passions and continue to evolve as your profession evolves.
Yeah, I love that. I work with a naturopath, and similar to myself included, she has all these different niches that she really loves. And, you know, she calls people like you and I integrators in herself, where we bring it all together and make it flow into one cohesive, like, business with different facets in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's really lovely. Uh, what's the biggest tip that you give to a lot of your clients, especially evolving like self-compassion?
I mean, I think it's about this. I think there's, yesterday I was writing about this. I think there's this huge movement on like self love and loving yourself. And I think the self love movement is amazing,
Mm-hmm.
but it mostly comes with a because. I love myself because I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the biggest compassion tips is to accept yourself versus you might not love it, but to come from a place of acceptance to where you are in this moment, in this time. So you might want to be over there, but you're not there. So you have to start kind of where you are. And it's really helpful to kind of bring that compassion into your life by looking to how far you've come instead of
Mm-hmm.
looking to the people around you, instead of looking to where
Comparing
you
yourself.
want to grow, but kind of that moment where you're like, okay, look what I've done so far,
Mm-hmm.
and how can I accept the things that are hard, the things that are complicated, the dark parts, how can I accept it all so that I can kind of work along with what I have instead of like pushing what I don't want or like just loving certain parts. I think that's like such a huge part of our work is the work of compassion towards anything that we do, and mostly towards ourselves. I think that like if I could like give a magic pill to each person, like I would give them compassion, like
Uh,
self is huge.
Yeah, I love that. I'm personally I'm going through that right now. Is like I just transitioned to this office, and so, you know, going through this experience of evolving and growing, and at the same time, like I have so much that I want to do. So sometimes I find myself getting caught in, well, I should be doing this or I should be doing that, and in reality, totally accepting like and being grateful for all that I've done right now. And when you come to that place, it's like all of a sudden that stress and that tension, it disappears. Like, and then you can actually be like grateful, which research is really supporting that it can just applying gratitude to your life can help all these other areas as well. So that was beautifully put. So if you resonate, comment below. Good morning, Alina. I like the thumbs up. So yeah, how do you work all this into your business model, especially with your online brand, like and all that you do on Amazon?
I think it's more with myself, the work that I do. A lot of
Mm.
so we sell like this type of malas and bracelets and stuff like that. So we add meditations and we try to bring an intention. It's very interesting. I'm like, a part of me doesn't like selling and a part of me
Mm-hmm.
loves selling. So it's always like this conflict between like, there's a part of me that feels dirty on sales.
I think a lot of people feel that way,
And there's a part of me that
especially in the yoga world.
it does. It feels of like meditation to bring that aspect of mindfulness in exercise. I sell like exercise balls. So it's not only like, okay, it's not only a workout ball, but it's also a way that you can kind of bring mindfulness into your body. Like, how can you like
Mm.
breathe through the pain? How can you, and kind of bringing more of this mindfulness approach, I think has really helped me really kind of stay in love with the projects that I do. Like it helps me kind of stay in line with the little things that sometimes they're not as fun, like there's parts of it that are not
Right,
as sexy as others, but kind of bringing this,
right.
encompassing this as part of my business model has really helped me to stay motivated and to stay really engaged with the projects that I do.
Yeah. Oh, and that'll help prevent burnout a lot too. Just like grinding it out, like you're present, you have a strong intention of what you want to do, and you're cultivating that passion continuously. So that's really amazing. Um, as an entrepreneur and business owner, what's the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome?
I think, as I was saying, personally, one of the biggest challenges has been to do many things and then to
Mm,
specialize in
I
one.
can relate
And
to
to
that.
into being seen like, oh, so are you a yoga teacher? Are you a spiritual life coach? Don't you have a business? And people like really like, what do you do? For a long time, I taught privates, and like that's
Mhm.
everything that I did. And as I started to kind of grow away from it, most people were like, no, 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 but like you're my teacher. Like,
Right.
how can I like? I'm not gonna. You like, you're not that, you know. And I think
Mhm.
people have a hard time with that. And for myself to like be able to grow my branches in different ways and to stay kind of grounded and to stay like, okay, I'm still me and I can do all these things and
Uh-huh.
still be me, still be good at the things as I extend and the things that I'm, you know, that I'm passionate about. So like
Right.
that exploration, I find it that it's been challenging not only with myself but with people and how people want to see you.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily fit in this box. And that's like the whole thing of being entrepreneur. You're thinking outside the box. And so sometimes people are like, whoa, you don't fit in this box anymore that I thought you were in, you know? And that's
Right.
education, I feel a lot. Yeah, I can relate to that as well. If you realize that you're not fitting in a box, then comment below, share your stories. Um, and how do you bring all this into your own life, into the day to day?
I think it has been really helpful for me to have like a steady meditation practice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been really helpful to not have my phone before I go
Yeah,
to bed and in
right.
the mornings. Like that's been like one of the most amazing things that I've done. And I started doing it with like a 30-day challenge where I was like, okay, for 30 days, I'll turn my phone, put my phone in airplane mode, and I won't sleep with it. And ever since I started doing that, it tripled into like I'm always starting like a little self improvement projects,
Yeah,
and some of them are like, yeah, that's not
that
gonna
doesn't
work for
work.
my lifestyle. No, but to do one at a time and to see which one
Mm-hmm.
sticks and which one, you know, like this can become
Mm-hmm.
a part of my life. I started doing morning pages and journaling, and it was
Mm-hmm.
amazing, but it didn't stick for as long as and just I think that continuous kind of that continuous work within myself where
Mm-hmm.
I can be like, okay, what do I need right now? Like, what do I need right now? And
Mm-hmm.
constantly kind of asking myself that question,
Checking
like,
in.
what's coming up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
And
listening to it.
right. And we were talking a little bit before, there's this exercise that I love where like through the day I try like when I'm feeling like very stressed and I have so many things, like I take a minute to breathe and to just ask myself, what if I had nothing to do,
Mm.
nowhere to go, nowhere to be, and just kind of that feeling in your body of like just a breath of like
Pause.
it's for here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like that. Even if I have 10,000 things to do and 10,000 places to be, but just that moment of like bringing all the energy down to your center and kind of aligning yourself to like, okay, you can take this breath, you know, like you can be mindful of the inhale and the exhale through
Mm-hmm.
this moment. And I think those little exercises through the day really help me kind of stay grounded and stay motivated with my
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah, I love that. It's very practical and it's an easy tip. And guess what? It doesn't cost anything. It's free.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's just really it's just having the courage sometimes to stop and create that space. Sometimes we feel like we have to keep moving on to the next thing. I got to cross that item off, and if I don't, then we have a fear of there's going to be some consequence. And I found that if I actually like pause, as you say, have the courage to check in, breathe, connect to that breath, just feel it in my body, then I create answers that I had questions for, or I have usually like an inspirational spark or something, and sometimes it's not felt in that moment. Like you can't go in with this expectation that, oh, I'm gonna receive this answer to this burning question or whatnot, but you feel the impact of doing it consistently down the road for sure. um,
Absolutely. I think it's like it really helps you to there's this saying in Spanish that I love that says go slow, you're in a hurry.
mm,
And every time that I'm like rushing, and it happens. Like when you're
mm-hmm,
like in a hurry, you drop things, like you forget things because like you're in
totally.
such a rush. And it's
Uh-huh.
exactly when you're in the most rush that you need to slow
Yeah.
down. It's like it's so opposing to the way that we live our lives. that we need to, like, it's like the meditation, like you really need it the most when you like don't have any time. And it's very interesting how we need things in our life when it's the hardest to bring them in.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I can relate. Give a high five if you can too. Comment below. Beautiful. So any parting words of wisdom this morning?
No, not really. I
Let's
think,
get it on.
you know what, I think we've covered so many things and like so many tips and things. And again, I would just throw everybody like pills of compassion through their day and through whatever they're going through and through their business, and in this moment of being very grounded and being like, and it's this compassion with this gratitude of like, okay, wherever I am, I'm fully here and I'm fully present and I can be with this.
Yes, I love it. Well, I believe you have something to offer the people listening and watching. So will you tell us what that is? And then also when we're finished, Hannah's going to leave her contact information on where you can find her in the comments below. But yeah, let us know what you have.
For sure. I was offering you guys 20% discount on all of like the malas, the crystal beads, the jewelry. You can go to our website and just use the code that I'm giving below and you'll get 20% discount. And also I'll add my information and stuff if you ever need anything or want to be added to more, like want to get a newsletter from me or anything, you can also kind of just get everything in there.
Perfect. Love it. Yeah. And if you want to carry this conversation and interact with other like-minded thinkers, then I'm also going to put this video in the Ignite Wellness community so you can join us over there and carry on this conversation. So in the meantime, thank you so much for joining. And
thank you.
You're welcome. And I will see you hopefully on the mat soon.
For sure. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe. We'll see. I need to carve out that space again. But anyways, thank you so much. And I will for sure see you soon, though. Have a great day. Okay, bye. Bye.